Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I'm talking about watches. Well, today I'm finally doing the full in-depth review of my Escapement Time Type B Flieger. Now, I have been putting off doing the review on this because you haven't actually been able to purchase this one recently. For a while there, the store on Aliexpress by Escapement Time, which sells these ones, has been unavailable. They've said that because of the issues with shipping worldwide at the moment, that they sort of put their store on pause. But it has now reopened and you can now buy this watch again. And I really wanted to show you this full in-depth review of it because I have to say it's one of my favorite watches I've ever purchased off AliExpress. So this is the H0292, which you can purchase from the AliExpress store for around about 240 Australian dollars. And for 240 Australian dollars, I am amazed at how good this watch is. Not only the look of it, not only the lume of it, not only the features of it, not just the movement of it, but it's all the other bits and pieces as well. It's so well done, so well refined, and it comes on a really nice strap. You can't ask for much more out of a watch, can you? Now this one contains the PT5000 movement. It has a 40mm case diameter, and it is a watch that I wanted to buy for some time. Well, not exactly, because Escapement Time has had another watch on their store that I've been watching for a long time and really wanted to own. That one being the Escapement Time Type B Flieger, but this time it's a little bit cheaper. It's 160 Australian dollars, and this time it contains the NH38 movement, that no-date Seiko movement. So why didn't I buy that one? It's got a Seiko movement, which I like. I'm not specifically chasing this one because of the PT5000 movement. It's cheaper, but it's a little bit bigger. This one here is 40mm in case diameter. The one with the Seiko movement is 42mm, which 42 is fine, but it's also the lug-to-lug difference. This one's a little bit shorter than the Seiko version. And I didn't buy that one because some of the reviews I'd seen showed that it was a little bit big on wrist. But then I kept looking at it, I kept looking at it, and then this one popped up, and it was slightly smaller. Yes, it was a little bit more expensive. Yes, it contained a different movement, but wow, I had to own it, and I bought it, and I love it. Oh, yes, I love it. Fantastic. I really, really like this one. So now let's do this full in-depth review. But if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'd absolutely love it if you just click on that subscribe button. But let's flick the camera around now and let's check out this watch. So here we have one of my absolute favorite watches of all time from AliExpress. It is my Escapement Time Type B Flieger H0292. And it is actually one of my favorite watches from AliExpress of all time. Very simple packaging, which I'm perfectly happy with. I'd rather they didn't spend too much on packaging, especially when this is an affordable watch. But inside we have something that is a little bit special, and it ticks all the boxes of what I wanted out of a Flieger watch, but it also does so much more, and I have a real connection to this watch. It's something really, really good. Now let me show you why I think it is so fantastic. It is so fantastic for a number of different reasons, but the first and obvious thing is the quality. It absolutely screams quality. The way it is put together, the way it feels in hand, let alone on wrist, is absolutely amazing. It also has the perfect dimensions. As I mentioned, there are a couple of different options for this one. You can get the slightly cheaper one with the NH35 movement, or get this one with the PT5000, but overall it's shrunk down a little bit more and it sort of fits my wrist a lot better. And those dimensions being 40.7 case diameter, it is 11.8mm thick, it has a lug-to-lug of 49mm, 20mm lug width, and on this supplied leather strap, and there's a very nice leather strap in that, is 72 grams. Now, being a Flieger style watch, nothing too exciting going on here. Well, nothing beyond what is normally expected from a Flieger watch, but there is things that are done very well. Firstly, that background, that dial is a really nice shiny black, very nice. Everything on the dial here is printed, and it is all aluminum as well. Everything you can see there on the dial, as well as the inserts into those hands, and that second hand is all loomed. And let's check out that loom because it is particularly good. It's all BGW9, has that lovely blue look, and wow, it lasts and lasts and lasts as well, which is particularly nice to see. But that is all then covered with a really beautiful piece of double dome sapphire crystal. Looks fantastic on that. But then we sort of come to one of the features of this watch which I like the most, and it is the hands. Firstly, let's have a look at that second hand. Look how nice and long it is. I love a nice long second hand. It really does stand out to me. I think it just looks cool. Same with the hour hand. pushes right out to the edge, really cool. But then as we catch it on the light, do you see that blue? The hour, the minute hand, and the counterbalance on that second hand are all blue, which is wonderful. It just gives it that little bit of touch of colour, little feature to it. Because these Flieger watches, they're fantastic, and lots of different Flieger watches out there, but normally they're fairly sort of run-of-the-mill, nothing that sort of stands out as a feature. And I wanted something with a little bit of a feature. And that is one of the first big features of this watch, having that touch of blue. Second feature is this crown. It's an onion crown. Firstly, nice and easy to grab hold of, but it also looks good. A lot of the other Flieger watches just have a very standard crown, and it works perfectly fine, but it's nice to have a little feature to it. And let's check out that crown in a little bit more detail. Check it out. Wow, very, very pretty, very well constructed, very well made, very well finished. You can see behind that brushing on the side of the cases is lovely, slightly downturned lugs, which is very cool as well. And the whole watch is brushed. We've got a nice, beautiful longitudinal brushing across the sides of the case there. We have a circular brushing on the tops of those lugs. That sort of bezel there, or that fixed bezel, that's also brushed. But yeah, check out that crown. I keep coming back to it. I do like it. Now, it is a screw-down crown, giving us 100 meters of water resistance. This contains the PT5000 movement, which is obviously a clone of the ETA 2824. So it has that very ETA 2824 sound to it. Slight bit of firmness as well, which is quite nice. And obviously it also has hacking. And I've been very impressed by these PT5000 movements. I've had a few now, and every one of them has performed very, very well. So let's check this one out on the time grapher. So there we have a fantastic set of numbers. High beat, 28,800 vibrations per hour, minimal beat error, lovely healthy amplitude there, and it's sitting about a +6 to +10 seconds a day. Normally a little bit lower than that in actual day-to-day use. Can't complain about those figures. Very, very happy with it. Very, very happy with this watch, and very happy with the PT5000 movement as well. Let's check out the back of the watch, shall we? Because we've got a see-through case back there showing off that PT5000 movement. We've got some information around the side saying made in China, Flieger automatic, stainless steel, sapphire crystal, waterproof 100 meters. Has a circular brushing which then fits in with the rest of the watch very well. And it comes on this nice brown leather strap, and it is a very nice leather strap actually. If you know me, you'll know I'm a little bit sort of picky about straps. This one is definitely leather, has a very strong leather smell, very nice sort of stitching there that offsets and sort of sets it out. Has that sort of step down sort of strap feature there, which is sort of what we expect from Flieger watches. Really good hardware there, nice and brushed, nice shape to it, even a little bit of high polish on the edge there. Very, very cool. And obviously you can see on the back there, bright orange. Gives it a bit of a standout feature. Not something you obviously see when you're wearing the watch, but it's just a cool thing to have. And how does it look on wrist? Well, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. This is a watch I have been wearing a lot because I've really been enjoying this one, both the look as well as the quality of it, and the strap as well. Being this sort of leather strap, it's actually a good one, so it actually sort of makes me want to wear it on the leather strap. I'm not even slightly tempted to change this out to something else. I like it on this one. This is one that's going to be staying in my collection for a long time, I think. I think it looks absolutely wonderful. And I know there are lots of different options for Fliegers if you want to buy them. You can get very affordable ones, you can get very expensive ones, you can get sort of mainstream ones, well-known German brands, Aliexpress, all sorts of things. But this one for me, having looked at all the others, I think it's actually one of my favorites. I like these little features of it, and I like the price of it as well, and I like the quality of it. I think it is probably the best one that I could find that suits me with all the things that I wanted from it. So what do I like about it? What don't I like about it? And what would I change? Well, there's a long list of things that I like, and I have sort of mentioned them all, but let's talk about it. That crystal, wonderful. The blue finishes on those hands, stunning. The onion crown, really interesting, and I quite like it, and I think it suits this watch well. And the quality of it, it just shouts out at me how well this is put together. The strap is actually really good, smells good, feels good, nice and thick, wears well. PT5000 movement, more than happy to have that in the watch. I like these PT5000 movements, I think they're fantastic. The proportions, you know, with Fliegers, there's all sorts of interesting different proportions. Obviously, they're meant to be a bigger watch traditionally, but this one is just perfect. This is the exact size that I wanted from a Flieger watch. And best of all, it's at an affordable price. I think it's absolutely amazing what you get for the amount of money that this one is asking for. Absolutely brilliant. Can't complain at all. And speaking of that, what are my dislikes? Well, I don't have any. This is a watch that I don't have any dislikes. I'm not going to say it's a perfect watch, you know, because what is a perfect watch? but I really like it. I guess if I was going to be very picky, it does make a little bit of noise when you're wearing it. That is mostly because of that see-through caseback. And that is probably one of the only things that I'm actually wanting to change on this watch, or that I would change if I had the option. I would much prefer a solid caseback on this. I don't need to see the PT5000 movement, and this Flieger gives you the opportunity to have a really cool 3D plane on the back or something, and I think that would suit it better. The other version of this, the slightly cheaper one, the slightly bigger one with the NH35 movement, has a solid caseback with a plane, which I think would look better. It also helped with that slight noise as well. I think having that solid caseback would help to reduce that noise. And when you're actually wearing it, you don't hear that noise too much, but you do actually hear it occasionally. So other than that, there's really not much else I would really want to change about it, because I think it's actually a fantastic watch. Super impressive, guys. Really, really is impressive. Absolutely one of the best watches that I've ever owned, especially from Aliexpress. But let's flip the camera around now, and I'll give you some of my final thoughts, and I'm sure they're going to be positive. So after watching that review, you can probably tell that I really like this watch. And it's not just that there's nothing to complain about, because there is nothing to complain about. It is that it is really, really good. Everything about it is really, really good. It looks good. It fits well. It runs well. It's stunning. I just love this one. So guys, if you are at all interested in a Flieger watch and you're looking on AliExpress, or if you're looking for around this price range, this watch is fantastic. And I will leave one of those affiliate links down below if you want to buy one. If you have a slightly bigger wrist and you are wanting the Seiko movement, I would direct you towards a slightly cheaper one, because it's going to be just as good. And if you had that slightly larger wrist size, it's going to fit just as well. And I'll leave one of the affiliate links for that watch as well. The only differences between the two watches that you can actually see is the caseback. This one here has a see-through caseback, whereas the Seiko version has a solid caseback, and it has this very interesting design on that solid caseback. I have to say I actually prefer that solid caseback than the see-through caseback. However, that doesn't stop me loving this watch. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I really hope to see you in the next video.